call. Evans in Kenya, ready with coffee, pen, and notebook. All right, I love that. Great evening to you, Donna Catelli. Welcome to the line tonight. Sabrina from Houston, Donnie Pips on the line tonight, from Queens, New York. The chat's going so fast I couldn't see. I think it says something about by way of Miami. Yep, Carmen Lopez. Welcome to the line tonight. Hola, amiga. Major and Terica Cephas in Richmond, Texas. Sarah in Washington. Thomas in the DMV. Carla in the DMV. MG in Maryland. Laura in South Kakalaki. Welcome to the line tonight. All right, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you just now joining us, just now jumping on, we have a couple minutes before we get started. My name is Carly Gwynn. I am chiming in tonight from Orlando, Florida. Super excited to have the honor and privilege of being your host tonight and welcoming you to the call. If you're just now joining us, this is the Millionaire Mentorship Call. This is the Power Hour. This is where you want to be every single Monday night without fail. Pen and notepad, iPad, computer, whatever it is that you use to take notes, make sure you have that. You are ready to go. You have your energy ready, right? You have your kids are taken care of, the spouse is taken care of, the pets are taken care of, right? So that way you can be totally intentional and totally focused on the call tonight. This is the call that's really going to help you to grow your business, your bank account, and most importantly, grow yourself and your mindset, right? So definitely go ahead and make sure you've got that time blocked out on your calendar and you are ready to go. Make sure you're sending out those last minute text messages to everyone on your team so that they do not miss this call. And I encourage you, if for some reason, maybe your work schedule, something like that, that you can't help and you have to miss the call for some reason, I encourage you to schedule time in your calendar to go back and listen to the replay, because if it's not scheduled, I promise you it's not going to happen, right? And again, you don't want to miss anything that is shared on this call, right? Again, you never know what kind of announcements, promotions, anything that's going to be shared. So you always want to make sure you're intentional and make this call a non-negotiable, don't miss call. So anyways, for those of you guys just now jumping on, we have a couple minutes before we get started. If you haven't already done so, go ahead and drop your name and where you're chiming in from in the chat so I can welcome you to the call. Let me scroll back and see who we have. Let's see here. Sekou from Maryland, welcome. Tania in Puerto Rico, welcome. Leslie in South Carolina, welcome. Barbie in Arizona, welcome. Freddie in San Antonio, welcome. Thomas from Connecticut, welcome. Leroy in St. Louis, welcome. Erica in Puerto Rico, welcome. Don in New Hampshire. Robert in Connecticut. Kalela in Fort Worth, Texas. Jim in Atlanta. Mike in Boston. Tim in Puerto Rico. Eddie in Houston. Maria in the DMV. Erica in Georgia. Mrs. Kim Bean in Houston, Texas. Welcome to the line tonight, ma'am. Sue in LA. Let's see here. Andrea in Los Angeles. Jerry in Flowery Branch. Thank you, Laura. I appreciate that. Let's see here. Nabia. Again, please, ladies and gentlemen, if I mispronounce your name, charge it to my head and not my heart. It is very important to me to make sure I get everyone's name correct. So if I happen to mispronounce your name, please forgive me. It is not intentional or on purpose.
It's okay. It's Nabia. You got it the second time.
All right. Thank you so much.
We love
Let's see
you.
here. Carl in the PA, Rod in the DMV, Crystal in the DMV. All right, I think I'm caught up now, at least on Zoom. Welcome everyone to the line. Again, we have a moment or two before we get started. So a couple housekeeping things before we get the call started. Definitely go ahead and make sure your line is on mute. Don't want to have any background noise or distractions. Don't want to hear any, things in the background that we don't need or want to hear, right? I understand some people might be trying to listen in at work or something. So you just want to make sure you have that line muted, because if you don't, if you can hear it, so can we, right? And if you're in position to be on camera for us to see your faces, we would love for you to be on camera with us. But if you're not in position to do so, or you have a lot of things going on in the background, definitely just go ahead and mute out that camera as well, so we don't have any distractions going on the call. All right, let's see here. Rapid fire. Last time, those of you guys jumping onto the call, go ahead and drop your name and where you're chiming in from. I see we have Crystal in the DMV, Lady Tooks in the DMV. All right, got a couple more moments. Kathy in Georgia, welcome to the line today. Welcome, 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 everyone. Ignacio in Milwaukee. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, the time has now come for me to step out of the way of greatness. The gentleman I have the honor and privilege of introducing to you tonight, he's a family man, he's a military veteran, and he's been a successful entrepreneur for over 25 years. He's earned millions of dollars in not one, not two, but three different industries. And this is the fourth industry that he is going to earn millions of dollars in. Actually came out of retirement to do so. And not only has he done pretty well for himself, but he's
Recording in
always done
progress.
what's best for his people and put his people first and help them make a lot of money as well. Okay. He has a goal to help 10,000 families generate $5,000 per month in residual recurring income over the next 2 to 5 years. And I have no doubt that he's going to blow that goal right out of the water. What I love most about him is he's the definition of integrity and character. And he's one of the only people that's ever been and done every single thing he ever committed to me that he would be or do. So please give me some fire in the chat. Give me some hearts in the chat. Help me welcome to the line someone I'm honored to call my coach, my mentor, and my friend, the VP of Sales himself, Mr. Sam Bean.
Hey, Carly, I appreciate that awesome introduction. And definitely want to say hello to each and every last one of you guys that are here today. This is Samuel Bean, like she said, the VP of Sales for BYLD. And again, guys, we are in the midst of some exciting times. A lot of you guys just got off of the trading call with Mrs. Roxy Castellanos. I'm gonna get it right? But she did one heck of a job, and just doing her thing. And I got some amazing news for you guys about this launch, continuation of the launch of the trading program, which starts actually tomorrow. One part of it starts tomorrow, and then we will be rocking and rolling. So make sure you stay tuned, because I'm not going to give that to you right now. I'm going to make sure I give it to you at some point in this actual conversation to make sure you hang on and hold up. All right. How about that, Jim? You think that's a good idea? So make sure you got yourself something right with, and like she said, something right on. I want to make sure we take some copious notes, guys. Definitely want to do this as I always do. I always want to make sure we give all props to those who are deserving. When it comes to this platform, we would have this platform if it was not for Mr. and Mrs. Navarro. These are the CEOs of the company. And again, their idea, them saying, hey, look, I want to go ahead and launch this company. They then called and partnered with, El Presidente, JC Rangel and Mrs. Rangel, and then they said, we're not going to do this without, the Pachecos, right? And Carly and Danny Pacheco. And so we have a platform of amazing people, guys, at this company, at the helm of the company. And that's the first thing you always want to look for, right? And so when I made that decision, again, it was because of who I saw, at the top, as opposed to how much money they promised me we were going to be able to make, right? And so I liked what I saw. I liked what the vision was. And, I just felt like this would be a place that I can actually invite people to, and we can do some amazing things together, okay? And so we also have some other people, guys, that want to give a shout out to, guys. You guys are going to be hearing about these guys if you're brand new. We have Mr. Ed Ayala and Julio, and these guys have been killing, the trading deal, guys. When you look at Aventi Travel, man, the Julio Aquino and Ed Ayala, they put together such an amazing, it looks like a click funnel for travel, right? And I have gotten more customers, on accident than I ever have in any other travel company that I did on purpose, right? And so people are happily paying that $29 a month to become an actual customer of ours, right? So, and other companies, we couldn't get customers and they were free. So it's because of the technology that these guys have brought to the table, the click funnels that these guys have brought to the table, and the way they have it set up, right? Then you have, people like, Mr. Roberto Tavares, Roberto Robito. These are guys who are in the field who, when I say they love and to just talk about the Zeta Box. As when you hear these guys talking about, the Zeta Box, just make sure you tune in. You're learning something every time you listen to them. We got people pitching in, all around the company, doing big things in every area that we're doing business in. Obviously, you have Kim Bean, the director of operations when it comes to rain, right? And Mr. Obi-Wan, as we call him. These guys are, again, continuing to go out there and give people purified water and making sure people can extend their life and their health with what we offer. And so, guys, the thing I love about this company, right, is even though we sell several different things, when it comes to solar and everything else that we sell, you have an opportunity to pick something to focus on that fits your personality, your character, your actual clientele, the people who you associate with and affiliate with. You get a chance to customize what you offer as a business, to those individuals. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about what we do and how to actually categorize yourself. Okay. And so before anything, make sure you understand that you are a business owner. You're an entrepreneur. You're not a network marketer. Okay. Don't let the industry define you. Okay. You are a entrepreneur that moves millions of dollars of products and services around the world, and you generate millions of dollars in revenue and income for yourself. Right. So when the person asks you what you do and who you are, start there. Okay. Your chest will poke out a little bit further, right? Your head to go back a little bit further, and you'll speak a lot clearer, with a lot more confidence, when you are an entrepreneur, when you're a person who knows exactly who you are and what your purpose is with clarity. Okay. So we're going to talk about a lot of that tonight. Right. And so, when you look at what we're doing, guys, and where we're at, I'm always about the phases. And this last quarter that we're entering into, this next month starts the last quarter, right? If you actually end this year strong, okay, you will open the year strong. Okay. And again, it's about momentum. It's about, and it's not just about volume momentum or membership momentum. It's about personal and group, right, momentum when it comes to synergy and what direction you guys are going when it comes to personal growth. Okay. So these next 6 months, guys, I'm going to give you guys a formula, of life and business transformation, that if you just pay good close attention to what I'm going to say over these for the next 35, 45 minutes about the next 6 months, of your life, guys, it can help you do some amazing things. It can help you become the person that you envy outside of you. You'll never have to look up to anybody else if you like who you're looking up to in the mirror, guys. I'm just being honest with you. And so what I'm gonna give you guys today, it's not even 100% of my information. This is coming out of the Book of Being, and the Book of Being is my journal. So I have a lot of different volumes of the Book of Being, but and it's coming from one of my favorite authors. At some point in time, somebody on here is gonna figure out who he is. I'm not gonna give it up. I want to see who's paying attention, but what I'm going to give you guys, this is something that I learned early on in my career when I literally had no upline. Okay. And there was two things that changed my life. It was this training, and it was a 360-degree leader book, audio, and workbook by John C. Maxwell. Okay. The 360-degree leader book, audio, and workbook by John C. Maxwell. That helped me not just help everybody that was a part of my success team. It helped me help everybody who was cross line for me, upline, senior partners, the company leaders, right? And it even helped me, help people outside of the company who would then come and join me based on the investments that I made in them because of what that book told me to do for others, period. Okay. So that coupled with what you're going to hear tonight, this really transferred the 360-degree leader, transformed my business. This transformed my life and my business, right? And so, how many of you guys, listen, and if you can, give me the definition of integrity, or give me what you think the word integrity means in the chat real quick. Okay. Honoring your word, right? Being your word, honesty. Okay, honesty. Okay, okay, honesty. Okay, there you go. Walking in your truth, that doing the right things. Okay, so that's one of the definitions, right? If you go to the dictionaries, guys, around the world, if you look at any word, most words have more than one definition, right? More variations, and that word integrity, it means whole, complete, right? That's another version of it, right? Absolute, right? It means that you may be great, as a speaker, but you may not be great as a person who meet people or a person who trains people. It's something that's the integrity of your business, behavior and your business character traits, your business skill sets is not whole. You might be a person who is good to your wife, but you may not be good to your kids. You might be a person, it's just something about you, right? Then it can be you have a big heart, but horrible health, right? You can have great health, great life, great personality, but horrible in money, right? And so what we want to do is understand that what I'm going to talk about today is going to help you in every aspect and every area of your life, if you would actually go out there and apply it. Because this has actually become, my secular, a part of like a really nice secular portion of the book that I read, the spiritual book that I read, to respect everybody's religion, right? And so I really appreciate, what I'm about to go over these notes, and these are just notes, and I'm going to give you guys exactly the notes as I take them down. And but the one thing I do want you to understand over the next 6 months, guys, most people overestimate what they can do in a day, but they dramatically underestimate what they can do in 6 months. Okay, that's 6 months, man. That's important. So 6 months. That's what we're going to talk about today. How you can absolutely transform your life in the next 180 days. Now, why 6 months? That's the question, right? Because a year is too long, right? And a month is too short in order for meaningful change to actually happen. But 6 months, when you look at 6 months, that's the sweet spot. It's like it's long enough to see massive results, but short enough to keep you excited and engaged. You're going through some things, or you're growing through some things, and this is happening incrementally, and you've actually committed to go on the journey, and you got everything going, and you're going the right direction, guys. Every day that you have something, that you do, that you accomplish, it keeps you locked in, right? So the thing that fascinates me though is this: most people spend more time planning a vacation, right, than planning their life. You've heard this before, guys. They'll spend hours upon hours a day choosing what hotel and resort they're going to stay in, but they won't spend 30 minutes designing their life and their future, right? And how many of you guys have been, just by a show of hands, just while you're on camera, if you've ever been guilty of that, raise your hand, because this is a safe place, all right? And so, and if you didn't raise your hand, about that, you'll lie about other things too. So, all right, gave you a chance. Just saying, we are all human, guys, right? Human nature kicks in. You get a pass for being human, but you can't help yourself until you correct yourself. You have to be able to reflect and be honest with yourself, because you can't lie to yourself. And if you do lie to yourself, you're gonna pay for it, because guess what? Your brain doesn't know the difference between the truth and a lie. All right. So whatever you feed it, it's going to grow. So that lie you keep telling yourself to fail softly on a soft pillow, as they say, that lie will grow, and you will become a victim that nobody at some point in time can help. So, let's make sure we understand in that part. But if you continue doing exactly what you're doing right now, guys, today, like you did yesterday, over the next 6 months, where will you be 6 months from now? You got to ask yourself, will you be six months richer, 6 months wealthier? Would you have a better position in the company 6 months from now, or would you just be 6 months older? Right. And so that's the thing. This is you have to grab on what we call realistic urgency. Okay. Write that down. Realistic urgency. And you can't procrastinate, because that 6 months is going to pass anyway. Whether you know it or not, or whether you believe it or not, trust me, it's 6 months later from where you were 6 months ago. Write this down. Next, a net 180. Net 180 is when you actually start to get paid and you start to see the benefits of everything that you did 180 days ago. Right? So when you look at where you're at right now, rank wise, when you look at where you're at right now, business wise, income wise, right now, you're exactly where you made an appointment to be 180 days ago, based on your work ethic, right? Based on the things that you did, the habits that you had, the people who you're associated with. I'm gonna talk about all of this stuff today, right? You are exactly where you made an appointment to be, right? So, with that being said, just know this: extraordinary achievement isn't about doing 4,000 things. It's about doing 6 or 7 things thousands of times. Okay? It's the boring stuff, the mundane things, mastering the mundane. So, as I say, I said repetition is the mother of all skill and consistency, Father. But
Wow.
you
So
look.
how do you feel with the new fruit?
Hello, all right, guys, get that for me. Next time that happens, remove that person because she's obviously not on the call. All right. This is a Millionaire Mentorship call, right? And so, guys, this is again just examples of what Carly said. Being present. Okay, we're here for you. You should be here for you, right? If a person's not on the Millionaire Mentorship call right now, somebody's teaching you how to make 7 figures, and you feel like that call is more important than this call, be there, right? It's got to be an important call, so be there. Let us be here. All right. So moving forward, like I said, guys, um, repetition is the father of learning, right? And so you want to make sure, that you do the simple stuff over and over again. These simple things I'm gonna talk about. Make sure you make it a habit to just do those things. Don't try to go out there and do the big and the bold and the audacious, the overnights. Except, man, don't worry about that because you'll set yourself up for failure because that's a very, very small, percentage of people who are qualified internally to do that. All right. So the first key to transformation. Let's talk about it, guys. And this is the power of clarity. Okay. The first key to your 6 month transformation, guys, is the power of clarity. You must be crystal clear about everything you want. No fuzzy goals, because fuzzy goals produce fuzzy results, right? Sharp goals produce sharp results. And write this down, guys. Clarity is power when you're clear about what you want. Okay. The universe has an interesting way of helping you get it when you know exactly is what it is. Right. What you focus on, guys, will expand. It'll define itself. It'll take a residency in your spirit and your brain, and it will become solid and manifest. Okay. But what's interesting, guys? Most people know what they don't want, right? But they're not clear on what they do want. As a matter of fact, if you ask them what they do want, they get the stumbling, they get they're tripping over their words. But if you ask them what they don't want, oh, they know it. Ask these women, guys. Ask these single women. Let me say single women. What don't you want in a man? Somebody shorter than 6 feet. Somebody who just makes 5 figures, right? Somebody who doesn't have a six pack. Somebody. I'm just. They know what they want, right? Right. They know what they want, right? They know what they don't want, right? They know what they don't want. I use that as an example, but all right. Got the ladies laughing. Okay, good. They laughing because it's true. So yeah. So, but at the end of the day, guys, it's about clarity, right? Most people know again what they don't want. It's time for you to really just sit down and define what it really is, right? That you do want. Okay. Take out a piece of paper. This is what I want you guys to do tonight. This is one of your homework assignments. This is very, very important. Take out a piece of paper tonight. Okay. And write down exactly what you want your life to look like in 6 months. Okay. Right, exactly. See, this is different than your goals, right? This is this is visualization. Okay. Write down exactly what you want, what you want your life to look like in the next 6 months. Be specific. Don't write down, I want to be happy, right? Be specific. Write down, I want to increase my income by 40% or 100% or 200%. I want to read 12 books. I want to lose 20 and 25 pounds. I want to, develop my business in 5 different countries outside the US, right? I want to start a travel club. I want to build a travel community, right? with 500 people, 1,000 people. I want to build a travel community that makes me $25,000 a month just on the community memberships alone. If these are the things that make you happy, right? Write that down. So don't write down, I want to be happy. Write down what makes you happy. What will make you happy 6 months from now, right? Write that down. See, you see the difference, right? I want to be happy versus the things that make you happy is a big, big difference, right? So the second key to your transformation, right, is what I like to call your philosophy of life, right? Your philosophy of life. And so the cool part about your philosophy is a lot of you guys, you'll see people who are in different industries and business, whatever, and they may have great work ethics, or they may have great results. They may be great speakers. They may be great presenters, great recruiters, great team builders, stuff like that. But it's just something about them where their philosophies don't match, right? And you can learn from anybody. You know, my wife tells me all the time, man, I don't understand. You don't even like him, but you learn from him. I can't. She's like, this is one of those things. It's hard for me to do that. It's not hard for me to do that because if I don't learn from him, then I don't make this money. If I don't learn from him, you can't go on this vacation. So guess what? I got to not like him and learn from him. I don't have to. I don't have to love him, right, or even like him to provide for my family through him. Right? It's an understanding. I can learn from him, but I can still attach myself to people who have the same philosophies that I have, or in places that I want to be. Right? And so when you look at people who believe like you, who have the same philosophies that as you, have same heart as you, okay, that helps you actually define your philosophies, right? You know who you are to the core, right? But when you start to plug into people who have high self-esteem, people who have same values that you have, it helps you define some things, right? So just know, okay, it's not what happens to you guys that determines your future. It's what you do about what happens, and that's where your philosophy matters. Like for me, it don't matter. I just understand that the world's not going to slow up for me to catch up when something bad happens to me. Okay. And so me and my philosophy is like, hey, look, you got to figure out a way to get through this. You can't sit down and wallow in self-pity. You don't have a victim philosophy. It's like you don't have a victim mentality, right? Just know that, success is neither magical or mystical, guys. It's just when you look at your philosophies, success is a natural consequences of consistently applying basic fundamentals, right? So here's the challenge. What's easy to do is also easy not to do, right? It's easy to do 10 push-ups, but it's also, easy not to do it as well. It's easy to read 10 books, but it's also easy not to do it as well. It's easy to send 10 text messages out a day, but it's also easy not to do, right? It's easy. Like most of you guys have teams of 100 people, 200 people, 300 people, 50 people. It was easy for you to actually send 25 or 30 of them a text message, a reminder, but it was also so easy that you didn't do it. And you recruited them saying, hey, I'm gonna put you in a position to win. I want you to be in the best place. We got the Millionaire Mentorship call. And if they showed up, he's like, I don't know. They know what it is. They had the fast start orientation with Chris today. They know we had the Millionaire Mentorship call. They get the emails just like I get the emails. Yeah. Well, you should just call that person and tell them, thank you for signing up, and I hope you fail. Basically, that's what you're telling them, right? That's your philosophy. So for me, this has got a different type of philosophy. I'm going to grind, and my grind is making sure I'm going to put as much energy in the people who are in as I'm putting in the people who are not in. Some of y'all think that your philosophy is that now I got them in, my job is done. No, you're a pack salesperson. You're not a business owner. You're not an entrepreneur. You're not a leader, right? So again, your philosophies, right? Over the next 6 months, you want to define and develop your philosophies, even if you have to borrow somebody else's to make that you can align yours with. The third key to transformation. So this is the power of association, which comes just piggybacks off what I was just talking about, because as a principal, most people tend to forget that you are the average of the 5 people who you associate with most of the time, right? And just go down there. Like I said, people say all the time, go to your cell phone, look at who you talk to the most, who you text the most, who you message the most, who you hang with the most, who you affiliate with the most, right? And that'll tell you why you're winning or why you're losing. It'll tell you why you're mid, right? It'll give you some. It'll give you a definition on, what really needs to happen because, bless you, Barbie. So it'll give you a little bit of definition on what needs to actually happen because if my goals and my dreams are getting further and further away from me, it's because of it has something to do with my association. If I had people who were hitting their goals, they were rocking and rolling, they were out here in the field hunting and they were presenting, and they were out here recruiting, and they were out here learning how to train, man, I would be going toward my goals, not away from my goals. Some of you guys spend more time with your teams, and your teams don't have your actual answers. They have your problems. You should be spending way more time with the people who you can consult with. Okay. People who you have as mentors and coaches, people who have your answers, not your problems, people who have done what you're trying to do, right? Association. I'm going to say some people need to be loved from a distance. How about that? Okay. When I say you get ready to run and go on, and you get ready to go on a run, you got to learn how to have a fast, not just from food, right? But from folks, right? You got to be able to tell a person, hey, look, I'm going on a 90-day run. Somebody you got to tell them, hey, I'm going on a 6-month run. You may not hear from me in the next 3 to 6 months, but understand this, I'm all right. Don't mean I don't love you. Just means that I got to grind. I got something I got my hands on, and it's about to change my life, and I need to pour myself into it, period. And I need a 6-month window to do it. Whether they understand it or not, that's not your fault. Okay. But you need to increase your exposure to people who inspire you and decrease your exposure to people who tire you. There's people wear y'all down, and when you look at the phone, you look at the call ID, like, whoo, you tense up, you stress up. He's like, man, I don't really want to answer this phone. This is, and so again, it's because you actually entertain toxic relationships, people with toxic behaviors, people with poor habits and poor mentalities. And don't mean they're not good people. Don't mean you shouldn't love them. I'm just saying right now, in this season of your life, this may be the season of separation for you. You can always bring them back in. You can always open up the door. Trust me. This weekend at the game, my son's birthday, we took my son to the Packers game. This weekend, and had one great weekend. But we ran into so many different people at that actual game that we hadn't seen in 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, 4 years. And hey, man, where you at? I know you're at the game. Meet me and I still love them. We still cool, but it don't mean I have to be there with them, all the time. Don't mean I have to invest my time in them because I'm not going to like that return if I spend more of my time with those individuals than I do with Winston Navarro, okay, than Danny Pacheco, right? And so I'm telling you guys, you have resources right now, and you got to make sure that when it comes time to making a commitment to excellence, you got to be around excellent people, right? So the fourth key to transformation. Okay. Now, this is the discipline of your documentation, right? This is very, very key. Discipline of your documentation. And so now that we're going to be talking about building communities and really launching businesses, and now we got this trading thing going on with Roxy, Donnie, and the other people that we actually have coming on board right now, guys. You guys are going to be building some massive trading communities and businesses and organizations, and your documentation is going to be key, right? Documentation is going to be very, very key. So you got to be able to keep a journal to track your progress, right? And document all of your insights, your activities, your results, right? How many events you had, how many people showed up, how many people signed up, how many people signed up from the follow-up, what level they signed up at. You want to be able to document all of that, okay? So all of those who were at the the leadership event we had in October, the Mentor Factory, right? Like I said, you saw me train that from stage. I had a calendar, right? Calendar. It was at a glance calendar. Open it up. I had a little circle. Talked about how many, like on the days I was going to do presentations on how many. I had a little formula and the little whatever you want to call it about table. The little table about the value per person, how many people, the formula about how many people you needed to present to, how many needed to sign up, and just to get the builder a builder, 8,000, builder, the executive 1,500, 15, 25, 50. I had all of that, but the documentation, guys, That's the key. Okay, the documentation, that's the key. See, the action of documenting, guys, will give you a sense of pride, and it'll put you in a position that every time you document something, you see accomplishment. The documentation itself is accomplishment, right? The documentation itself is something worthy of an accolade because you're doing something, you're committed to a process that helps you evolve. But when you document and you know your numbers, guess what you can do? Grow your numbers. Okay. The slightest adjustment in your daily routine can dramatically change your life over the next 6 months. And if you knew what that was, what that adjustment is, and how to identify it, and because when you're journaling and you have a calendar or both, whatever you write down speaks to you. It jumps off the page. So you know what? I need more activity over here. You know what? Sabrina's been bringing people in. I need to go spend more time with Sabrina and Eddie. You know what? Ryan has been killing it over here. I need to go take a trip to, the DMV. You know what? Dr. Na has been over here killing it right now. She's been selling, so I need to make sure that she's with Idris or Jabara, somebody who's great at solar, so they can give her the help that I don't. I want to make sure she stays fired up and motivated when you actually have this stuff being documented, because when you do your documentation as a leader, it's not just about documenting what you do, it's about documenting what your team leaders do as well, right? So I'm telling you, this is going to come back. We're going to do this again. We're going to be going back over the calendar trainings and stuff like that to make sure you guys know exactly how to turn your calendar into a calculator. Okay. I'm going to show you guys one day, not 2 days, how to turn your calendar into a calculator. So you now can blueprint your income. $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, $25,000 a month, $55,000 a month, $100,000 a month. And I'm just telling you, the only reason, guys, you think those may be big numbers to you is because you don't know how to hit them. Once you have a blueprint to them, they won't be so intimidating anymore. So we're going to talk about that and how to break that thing down. But success, guys, is not something that you pursue. Success is something that you attract based on the person who you become. Okay. Becoming more accountable to yourself is going to make you more of a successful person. If somebody asks you why you're successful, and you can say, well, you know what? Rather me explain it to you, let me show you. See, here's my work ethic. This is how many meetings I do a week. This is how many people I sign up a week. This is how many people I'm working with at a time. This is how many people my groups grow daily, right? And Juan Australia, the COO, we had a conversation with Juan, and Juan is actually, if he hasn't done it right now, Juan is actually in a very, very short period of time, he's going to add a counter on page 1, on the front page of your back office. It's going to show you how many people join your business every day. See, this is the thing. Before you shake your head and say, don't get happy, because it's going to show you what you're not doing as well. So when that thing don't grow, that means you and your team didn't do anything to make it move. And that's going to be a reality check for some of y'all. Some of y'all you're going to stop going to your back office because you don't want to see that same number. That goose egg, that 1, that 3, that 7, is going to be day 17, it's still on 2. Look, it's going to reset every month to show you how many brand new people are coming in at the builder pack or at the $99 platinum pack, right? I'm just telling you, we are setting you up to win. Okay? That's going to talk to you. That's a number that's going to speak to your spirit. Right? It's not going to be like, man, hold on. The numbers are moving 2 days. Now we got to do something about this. Hold on, let me get on the back phone. We got 2 phones now. He ready to smile and dolly. Hey, man. Hey, Tim, bro. Y'all partying too much in Puerto Rico, homie. Hey, we got to get it together. You know what I'm saying? You start making phone calls. Hey, who can we go and do some business for now? Right? Who can we present for? Who can put some people in the way if I can do some 3-ways, right? Lifelines, right? So again, that documentation, man, I'm telling you, when you learn how to document, businesses don't open their doors or shut their doors and at the end of the day without running their numbers. When I was 16 years old, my job at McDonald's, at the end of the day, I knew how many bags of lettuce left that store every day, how many cups of soda left that store every day, how many patties left that grill every day. And because the numbers ran, people who run a business run their numbers. People who don't, they're in network marketing. Okay. So With that being said, the fifth key to transformation, guys, is the power of investment. Right? The power of investment, guys. Now, I'm not talking about just money. I'm talking about, even though that's important, I'm talking about the investment in yourself. And this is where it's going to get real sticky for some of you guys. And just for the record, before I just dive in here and step on some toes, the formula is this: the formula education will make you a living. Like formal education will make you a living, but self-education will make you a fortune, right? So let me ask you guys something. How much have you invested in your personal development over the last year? And you don't have to type that because I don't want nobody to lie to me. I like you too much to have you lie to me, trying to impress me or impress your people, your peers. Take that number, write that number down. How much money did you invest in your personal development? Books, audio, CDs, events, right? Courses, trainers, whatever. How much did you invest? That's a number you should actually know, by the way, because when you're doing it and you're running by the numbers, you have a budget for personal development, right? Most people will spend $200 to $300, guys, on a dinner without thinking twice about it, but will not spend $200 to $300 on a skill, a course, a seminar, or something that can change their life. Am I right or right? Right? With no problem. Oh yeah, Houston's on Steak 48. Man, that's 200 a person, easy, with one drink only. 200, right? And everybody brag about going to Steak 48. And the crazy part about it is the same people who are bragging about going to Steak 48, they can't go to Steak 48 but once a month. Right? And they take them photos. They like, hey, man, selfies, everything else, Steak 48, menu, all that, once a month or once every 2 months. Right? But if you invested $200-300 in yourself, in personal development, books, CDs, audio, stuff like that, guys, Steak 48 it wouldn't even be that big to you. Like, because you can go anytime. It's only a big deal when you don't go all the time. When you can't afford to go, you let people know you can't really afford it, right? You expose yourself a lot of times based on some of the things you do, you see other people do. So that's just kind of giving you guys a little something on that one. But over the next 6 months, guys, you must commit to investing in yourself, whether it's books, courses, seminars, coaching. Just make the investment, because right now you got the trading that's happening right now. You got people right now who are affiliates. They should come back and invest in themselves just for the trading alone. That's a conversation each and every last one of you guys should have. I know JC had you guys, that was a part of your deal. Go get 50 affiliates right away. Right. So if you did that, some of you guys should have 50 affiliates. Some of you guys have 100. Some of you guys master getting affiliates, right? And some of you guys don't know what affiliates is. Don't worry about it. That's like a bad word. I'm just talking to people who use bad languages. Affiliate's a bad word. So, go back and you take that bad word and make it to a good word. You go ahead and take that affiliate and turn it into a builder. Take that affiliate and turn it into somebody who's learning how to trade, right? Take that affiliate and turn it to somebody who's learning how to build a travel community, right? That get people to invest in themselves. That's important, guys. When you get a person to invest in themselves and they see the results, now you're being a leader to them. And most people have never had anybody care enough about them to have that conversation with them, right? When you're talking to people every day about how much money they can make and what they should do to make that money, nobody ever talks about the personal development side, which makes them the most money. I'm a statistic. I'm not supposed to be talking to you today. I'm supposed to be on somebody 9 to 5, broke or in jail, based on where I was born and where I grew up at. But somebody talked to me about personal development. And when they did, I took out the gold tooth. Right? When they did, I stopped wearing Kenny Coles to business meetings and starts down jeans to business meetings. I stopped wearing polos with big gold chains to business meetings. Carl, take that look off your face, dude. I'm human, bro. I was just born to feel water, bro. I'm just giving it to you. Carl, like, who are we talking to? Who is this man? Hey, if personal development can work for me, it can work for anybody. I made a fortune because somebody talked to me about personal development while I was making money. That's when people know you care about them, man. Like when you invest time in people, you give them books to read, audios to listen to, and you take them to trainings, and you take them dream building, and you put them in front of the information, man, I'm telling you, and it does something for them. It's a debt that they owe to you, right? That they'll never be able to repay you. So I'm just telling you, right now, invest in yourself because you have more people who pay way more money on the outside of their head than what they do on the inside. Y'all, hats, wigs, hairdos, haircuts, right? You spending all this money on the outside of your head, making hey, fresh cut, $30 a cut, 120 a month, right? How much you spend on personal development? How many books you buy? How many audios you download? Right? How many seminars you went to? Just just saying. Number 6, guys. The 6th key, the transformation. Anybody liking it so far? All right. I might have to do a part 2 because I'm not even halfway through this. I gotta get with JC and see if let me do a part 2 because I don't want to rush this. I really want to make sure y'all get all of this. And so if y'all, matter of fact, y'all go ahead and stop what you're doing right now and just put in the text message in the WhatsApp group, get Mr. Bean do part 2 next week. Because I really want I really just want to pour into y'all. I don't want to rush this. I don't want to cheat y'all. I want to give y'all everything I got, and I want to give it to y'all the way I got it. Right. So y'all just WhatsApp chat, WhatsApp group. Hey, let Mr. Bean do the part 2 next Monday night. And I promise you, we're gonna make it happen. So the 6th key, because it's 15 keys. So y'all see where I'm at? It's 6. And so I'm just saying, 6th key to your transformation, guys. It's the miracle of incremental. Hold on. Incrementalism. There we go. I'm gonna get it right. Incrementalism. Can't get it right. But being able to do things in increments over a long period of time, making it a habit. I know the definition of it. I know what it is. I can't say it, but I know what it is. Made me a lot of money, right? So, but small changes consistently applied produces massive results over time, guys. That's it. Think about that. I'm going to read it to you again. Small changes consistently applied produces massive results over time.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So when you think about it, if you're overweight, right? If you're overweight, hey man, come on now. So if you think about it, right? Hey, no profanity. All right. So if you think about it, guys, if you're a person who's overweight, right, and you don't do anything at all, but if you just start walking for 10 minutes every day, do you think that'll help you? Right? If you just, stop drinking Coke with every meal and you just drink alkaline water from rain every day. Yeah, plug. Right? Do you think that would help you? Cleaning out your cells, right? Alkaline water, no Cokes, no juices, just drink. You see how small that change is? Who said go in? Anybody say go to the gym? Right? No, I have yet to say anything about going to the gym, but just those 2 things alone, you can start losing weight. You can start changing your body. You can start cleansing your body, purifying your body, and that in itself allows you to drop weight, right? But you can do that for your money. You can do that for your love life, right? Fellas, set a time on your clock, on your phone. Don't let your wife know about it, right? Every month, set a clock, say, hey, go get flowers, right? And every month. Now, don't set the alarm for the same day, but don't buy the flowers on the same day, right? Buy them 2 days later, 2 days earlier. Hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm just kind of giving you guys that's one change, man. That's one change, right? Set an alarm clock, guys. Talking to my guys. Give her a massage. Hey, babe, just want to pamper you today. I'm gonna give you a massage today, right? I'm just telling you. I'm seeing these women like listen to them. Look. I'm looking at all the women like look, listen. I'm just telling you, right? Ladies, set your clock 3 times a week. Rub his feet. I ain't forgetting about my guys. Hey, it ain't just one way around here. I'm just saying, hey, once, twice, 3 times a week, cook them up, kick them 1 meal, 2 meals, 3 meals. Do something different, right? So it's just something different. Incrementally changing, guys, could help you change. But when you do it and you make a goal to change 1% every day, just 1% every day, over 180 days, that's not 180%, impact. That's 499% compound impact. 500, almost 500%, impact and a change in your relationship, in your health, in your life, in your money, in your finances, in your business. Just 1% change. When you look at JC's telling you guys to go out there and doing the 8-point system, if those of you who are actually doing the 8-point system, actually doing something different every day, something additional every day, and you've been doing it for a period, you actually see the difference. If you have income producing activity, IPAs, guys, we have what we call IPAs, income producing activity. I have my people send me on text messages, or messages, or whatever it is, WhatsApp message, don't matter, how many presentations they did today for themselves and for their people, right? How many 3-ways did they do today for themselves or for their people? How many prospecting calls did they do today for themselves, right? And so those are the things those are income producing activities. Not how many audios, how many that you listen to, not how many, that's a whole entirely different situation. I'm talking about income producing activities. How many people I recruit? How many people I help the team recruit? How many 3-ways lifelines did I do today? How many, prospecting calls did I do today? Messages that I send out. Those are income producing activities. You see how more definite it is, how more finite it is. It's like it really just hammers it down, drills it down, nails it down. And oh, by the way, you can still do all the 8-point stuff. You know what I mean? But when it comes to looking at that number grow every day, right? You got to have income producing activity every day. If you and everybody in your group had income producing activity every day, that number would grow every day. That might peak. Some people talk about it. I live this stuff. I can give you the blueprint to this stuff. If people tell you how much money they made, they can't tell you how they got there. People tell you how many people they got in the business. They can't tell you how they got there. I can tell you exactly how I got there. Okay. When I was doing when I literally had $1.2 million a month in volume coming in, and my coffee peak in 32 countries, we had 30 at my peak, 32, 33 people coming in a day in my group a day. But when I got started, we had a couple people come in a week, but we were doing income producing activities every day, right? And we were on purpose with our numbers every day. And we were accountable when we turned our numbers in every day. We were a well-oiled machine, and we made things happen because we were on purpose, and we wanted to make that company the most admired company in the world. And it was one of the most admired companies in the network marketing industry, and it produced millionaires that run companies and own companies all around this industry today because they all learned from the same system. They all were on purpose. And regardless of what you think about those people and those individuals today, good, bad, otherwise, huge, when I say great character, horrible character, don't matter who those individuals were, they learned the system because the system produced results. So what's the name of the game? Results, right? What kind of results we want to get? We don't know yet until you actually write them down tonight. Who you want to be when you wake up 6 months from now? What type of life do you want to have? You be living? What type of business you want to be having 6 months from now, right? Because this is where the rubber meets the road. That you changing little bitty things, like learning how to do the presentation, by being on the presentation, taking notes, right? By being on the trainings, taking notes, by having your own presentations and your own trainings, right? Like it's cool. I get text messages from Rob. Rod hit me up, say, "Hey man, the group was together. We just got together doing this leadership call. You mind dropping in if you can?" No, if I'm not busy, I'm on my way. Just send me the link, because you got to reward good behavior, right? Because what gets rewarded gets repeated. If I jump on this one, guess what? He can't invite me to another one unless he has one. He's got to have one to invite me to. He ain't gonna invite me to talk. He go, "Hey man, I got another group of people. Hey, we just put 17 people in. Can you jump on?" Yes. Hey, group growing real fast. Hey, we put 17 people in yesterday. Can you jump on? Yes. Right? Some of y'all have people.
I can certainly jump on.
He said,
"What would you like me to do?"
something like rapid growth. See, my AI is something else, boy. Y'all stop listening to me. This conversation is for my people. So Apple got enough money over there. They try to get my information too. Come on, man. So what you got to understand is, guys, is this: you have people in your group. They see you, in your cliques. Okay, cliques can destroy your organization. They see you with the people who you like. They see you with the people who you kick it with, people who you friends with, and they over here grinding. They over here doing all the work, and you're not investing any time, energy, and resources on them. You're investing all the time, energy, and resources on people who ain't doing nothing with it. So now you force them to go find another leader or another company. You're the reason people leave you. Like I said, you're either the reason for the season. Some of you guys have heard me say this, or you're the reason for the treason. Right? People will bail on you because this is business, not personal. Right? I joined the opportunity to make money based on how I connected with you, but don't think that this is the only opportunity out here. You'll have people who will leave a really good company because they had really poor leadership and go to a really bad company with great leadership and take that leadership in that company and make a lot of money in a worse place, in a worse environment. And it'll be your fault, not theirs. Okay. But that compound, guys, make sure that number, if you're doing it every day with no breaks, that's when the compounding kicks in. If you do it 4 days and you take a break, you got to start all over again from scratch. You can no longer say, hey, and you did it for 30 days when you had 2 breaks. That's not 30 days straight. You got to start all over again. If you look at the Sermon on the Mount, you look at, what's it, Earl Nightingale, right? That him talking about the Sermon on the Mount, he talks about taking that card and he's talking about you writing down, right, what you're going to do, your goal, whatever it is on that card, and you're doing it, you're going to do that every day. He says, once you do that every day for 20 to 30 days, right, with no breaks. If you have a break, you got to start over because it won't break. It won't work if you break, if you have breaks, and you can't cheat yourself. One day it means a lot, right? Remember we talk about integrity, right? If you lie to yourself, you lie to anybody, period. So run it, run the play, call the play, put it on your card, run it for 30 days, right? And what ends up happening is now once you do it, there's nothing that you can do at that point in time going forward that will be deemed impossible. I was listening to The Strangest Secret, not The Secret, The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale every day when I was in foreclosure, repossession, bankruptcy, wife 6 months pregnant, losing 3 companies, bank kept over $300,000 of my money. That's all I had to lean on. The Strangest Secret. I listened to it every day, multiple times a day while I was driving. It's all I needed. It's all in my spirit. That's all I had in my spirit. And I beat bank. In 45 days, I got out of bankruptcy. I got out of repossession. I got out of foreclosure. The wife had a baby, had a new life, and she hadn't had a job since. Right. And we're talking about 18, 19 years ago. She's been terminally unemployed. And so have I since then, going from losing nothing to listening to one thing and doing exactly what it prescribed. Work and believe and work, right? And I'm just telling you right now, some of you guys are in a position where you can have the life that you really want, that you really deserve. And based on your bad habits, based on the things that you're self-sabotaging and all the things that you continue to look over, knowing that you see these lies, you know you have these flaws, you just don't have the discipline, the accountability, all the other stuff that you don't have the things in place, the mechanism in place, right? Personal and external to get you through it, to help you push through it, right? And that's the one thing about network marketing that I do like. Because one thing about network marketing that I love is you get to deal with people. You've heard this before. One thing I hate about network marketing is you get to deal with people. But when you actually have really good people around you, people who care about you, people who will invest in you, this is the one vehicle that is like no other when it comes to personal development and the bridge of being going from being an employee to an actual, entrepreneur. You have some of the greatest people running the world that came from network marketing, hands down. All right. So that when you talk about the key to your transformation being, the miracle of incremental change over an extended period of time, That's huge. I'm gonna hit y'all with one more real quick before we get out of here and before I give y'all the big announcement. But the seventh key to your transformation is the power of goals. Okay, the power of goals. So I know you guys have heard about goal setting before. Mr. Pacheco has done a goal setting training here. I've done it twice already, but most people set goals that are too small and they hit, and that's dangerous. Right? It's better to set goals that are too big and you miss. And if you just almost hit the goal and it's too big, yes, you got a whole lot further along than you would have had, and you have more of appreciation and respect for yourself, right? If you hit big goals and miss versus hitting small goals, shooting at small goals and actually achieving. Okay, it stretches you. Okay, somebody get the mute for me. It stretches you. It helps you become a different person. It helps you evolve, right? Okay, and you want to set the goals based on but most people set goals based on what they think as opposed to what they truly want. There's like when I say what they think they could achieve, right? They set goals based on their current business acumen or their current, speaking level or their current, level of how they do presentations or how they meet people and greet people. They don't set goals based on what they can actually hit if they evolve. You understand what I'm saying? So what if you were not the person who you are today? What if you were a better version of the person who you are today? What goals would you set then? What if you had a better resume? Right? So this is how you got to start setting goals now, like as if set goals as if you weren't you. Okay. Because how many of you guys have heard people saying, how many of you have been guilty of saying, I did my best? Right? How many of you know your best to get you fired if it's not what's required to do the job? Right? Nobody cares about your best if it doesn't, get the job done. It's up to you to make your best better, right? And so when it's all said and done, you have to stretch yourself. You got to stretch yourself for you, your family, your team, right? And when you stretch yourself, and people see you stretching yourself, your family will respect you, right? When we were going through our trials, tribulations, our struggles, we had a dip, changing companies, whatever. My sons got a chance to see, what put me in multiple seven figures, right? When things went backwards, we had man-to-man conversations, right? And so, hey, son, this is what we got to do. Hey, son, this is what we got to stop. Hey, sons, this is where we're at. Hey, sons, I'm glad that we get to have this conversation because I already know we're not going to be here. I'm your dad. Trust me. We this is changing, right? So don't worry about this, but you get the chance to see me in my flow state. You get a chance to see me in my growth state. So this is a blessing for you, not a curse, right? And it's a beautiful thing that we didn't grow our kids up to be materialistic people. And there's nothing wrong with, wanting things, but just the fact that, we didn't put that in a mindset, when we weren't in a position to just go out there and splurge, they weren't looking for it. They weren't checking for it. It wasn't no all dad, all mom, I'm saying? It was like, you know what, a little bit, based on certain things that they couldn't do in certain places they couldn't go with certain friends. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? But when you talk to them and communicate with them and you have an understanding with them, it's different, right? But you set your goals in such a way that you start to build businesses out, right? To where if one of your businesses go down, you have multiple other businesses running, thriving, growing. When we had the amount of money and things that we lost at one time, companies and stuff that we lost at one time, we should never be standing. We should never be in a position, to be where we're at today and do the things that we're doing today. It would have took a normal person all the way out. But I'm not normal. And you have the ability to not be normal as well. Right? And so when it comes to the goals, guys, you can't set limited and self-imposed beliefs. You can't keep a lid on you. Like right now, I'll give an example. If you are used to making $150,000 a year on your job, or $250,000 a year on your job, which is about $10,000-15,000 a month to $20,000 a month. When an opportunity comes around and you haven't grown into it to make $50,000 a month, yeah, you'll blow it, right? Every chance you get, Every opportunity you get, you'll have the right people around you. You have the right people calling you back, said, hey, give me some more information about your opportunity. Hey, I want to learn about trading. Hey, I'm looking for a place to go and bring my trading skills too. Hey, and what you'll do is your brain says, hey, we don't want that because that's going to put us over $150,000 a year. Get rid of that out of there. Get rid of that opportunity. It's kind of like the AC in your house. See, in Houston, we keep the AC on because it's hot out here, right? And when they open the door, guess what happens? The AC kicks on because the cold air goes out. And so now when the heat rises, it rises, the AC kicks on and it brings it back down to where it was. Same thing happens to income. You had 150,000 right here, right? And all of a sudden, Mr. Navarro says, hey, we got trading, right? And you can make $250,000 a year instead of 150. And it goes up, man. And then all of a sudden, that thermostat kicks in, and that it says, hey, we need to be back down at 150. So you had people who had the opportunity to be on the call, and I'm not talking about people I'm talking about people who had legitimately had the opportunity to be on every call, right? That Donnie did every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? Last week. But you had people who chose to do other things that wasn't going to get them closer to their goals. And remember, nobody said you had to be on every call, but guess what? Nobody says you have to be rich either, right? Nobody says you had to be on Roxy's call today, right? But nobody said you had to learn how to go out there and make money appear out the ether either, right? So it's a choice. We got some things coming up, man. And some of you guys are going to make some choices that are going to make you a fortune. Some of you guys are going to make your choices that are going to make you upset at yourself, make you have some regrets, right? You have those people. Ask Don LaPlume, he'll tell you, he's been around long enough, right? Ask Mike Sullivan. These guys have been around people who won and people who lost, right? And most people who lost, guys, it was on their own accord, based on the goals they set or failed to set, right? And decisions that they made, they were poor decisions, right? But success is not about what you do occasionally, guys. It's about what you do consistently. And when you actually set goals that you can attain, like that goal I have now of $500,000 a month, I'm not focusing on the $500,000 a month. I'm focusing on being a builder 250 factory. I can't see $500,000 a month right now because I never made $500,000 a month. But I've helped people be built to 250, 500, 1,000, 2,000. I can do that over and over and over again. And guess what? Compound successes leads to what? Build 8,000, exec 15, exec 25, exec 55, exec 100, exec 2. It leads to exec 500. Right? I have goals. When you have a goal, you do the math, whatever the goal is, and you just break it down and say, hey, how many people do I need to hit this goal to get to build a 250? Right? How many people do I need to have in my trading community, right, to get to build a 250? How many people do I need to have in my travel club to get to build a 250 or build a 500? How many people do I need to have? And you start reverse engineering and work it backwards. You got your ultimate goal, right? And then you work it all the way back to what? Your daily goals. Income producing activity every day, right? Not just from you, but from people who are on your team as well. This is not, I'm just telling you, I don't practice on people, folks. Right? I don't make claims. I make it happen. Like, I don't do hypotheticals. Everything I teach is by application. I have done this stuff before. I'm not talking to you about what I read out of a book or what somebody said somebody did. I'm telling you, I am who I am. I'm telling you right now, if you just believe me right now, as we stop right now on number 7, with just the goals right here. If you just take what we did right here and you just take this stuff going back to number 1, you can go out there and make a fortune. If you just change these things over the next 6 months. Right? So what's going to happen is we are now in a position to make this company the most desired landing spots for people who are not just in network marketing, but people who are in trading, and vice versa. Not just in trading, but people who are in network marketing who want an opportunity, right? And we can do that. We can make it the most admired company in this industry right now because of the things that we have in place. We Mr. Navarro, basically based, and this is the thing, you are who you attract. And when you're a good person, you attract good things and good people, right? Mr. Navarro, had a partnership, and well, he had a relationship with a person, met this guy, back in the day, and they connected and they did business, and he supported his business and vice versa. And all of a sudden, now this guy has something that everybody in the industry wants when it comes to trading. He has an app. Okay. And this app, Mr. Navarro, when he introduces this app to you guys, you're going to be amazed at the things that it does. You're going to be amazed at the certifications that it has and the fact that it's the only company in the app that's in North America that can do a specific thing. And I promise him I wouldn't tell you what that thing was today, because I don't want to get in trouble. This ain't my company, right? So, but just know this. I gave you enough to understand that when it comes to just that app alone on the trading side of it, and that every network marketing company out there who has trading people out there wants to actually have a partnership with their company, that company says, all I want to deal with is a company that I can trust and a person that I can trust with that company, which is Winston Navarro. He said, this is my baby. I want this to be around forever. And if I put this in the hands of 10, 15 network marketing companies, I can't control what happens to these 10, 15, network marketing companies with all these people who gonna go out there and say, make claims and do all this other stuff that we can't control, and we'll shut down and we won't have anything pure to help people all around the world. So he chose Winston Navarro and this company based on his integrity, based on who he knows him to be, and says, this is my baby. I'm giving it to you guys in exclusive going forward. I believe in you. This is what we're going to do. And I've been on those calls. I've been on those Zooms, and I'm so excited about this thing that it's crazy. But when things start to happen and that momentum starts to kick in, you start to attract different people. Roxy was already here, and Roxy, you can tell she's not a greedy person. And I'm not saying just because she's a sweetheart of a woman. I'm saying it's because she already had a trading community that she built by hand organically. And she told her people, look, instead of paying me, X, Y, and Z amount of money per month, take that money and buy a BYLD membership. And I'll give you the trading for free, right along with the business that you get a chance to pay for and have by now. That's leadership. That's vision. That's a person who says, you know what, I believe in this company. I believe in ownership. I believe in leadership. I'm going to make that sacrifice. Guess what? A person who joined the company about 2 years ago, they didn't know that I had left that company, but they got started in that company based on a presentation that I did via video. And they didn't know I was on my way out at that time. And it was a recorded video. So I left the company. The person got started in the company, unbeknownst to me and unbeknownst to them that I wasn't there. And they became one of the top traders. They already had trading experience, but they become a in-house trader for that company. And now that person is known globally all around the world through his E3 system and the things that he's done in the trading industry, right? He's been told, poked and prodded for the last year by Solar Vic, right? Hey, you need to get with Mr. Bean. You need to get Mr. Bean. Get with Mr. Bean. You guys will be great together. You guys will work great together. Well, Donnie Pips finally said, okay, let's have the conversation. And that conversation went well. That's when I found out all the details I just gave you guys. But guess what? People in the old company were saying, man, I wish you would have been here when Sam Dean was here. Y'all would have worked great together. Well, guess what? My creator has a plan, right? And that plan was for us to work together and to make sure that what everybody said was going to come true, and it did. So guess what we're doing? Working together. And guess what's happened over the past week or so, almost 2 weeks? Everybody in the industry has been put on notice, right? Everybody on the industry now knows we have that app, and they now know we have Donnie Pips, and they are now coming, and we are now humming. Boot camp, we had over 200 people both days, no drop-offs, multiple platforms, over 200 people on a Saturday and a Sunday, right? And so that lets you know the value. Monday through Friday, he literally traded live with people, gave people, hey, look, advice or whatever it was, whatever the code word was. Hey, I blinked 3 times, take this trade. Whatever he told y'all, people took them trades and they made money. On Friday, the last day, so many people hit me up, said, hey, I made the money on gold. I took the gold trade. I took the gold trade. I took the Bitcoin trade. I took the gold trade. So many people made money on Friday. It was crazy. And he was just going live, trading live, doing what he do best, right? Confidently, having fun with people, right? People bought into that. They understand. Like people are coming right now saying, "Hey, I heard Bobby's with you. I heard Donnie's with you," and people are coming just because of that, right? I'm just telling you, it's our time. We are attracting talent. Like myself, Mr. Navarro, uh, two more calls with two more high level traders, Spanish speaking traders, versatile traders who are going to once everything goes right. They're going to come in and install our Spanish system and with the Spanish speaking language, English and Spanish, right? And everything is happening right now. What you're about to catch, if you are a part of it, is lightning in a bottle. That's when a company goes through its explosion phase. Like, it's so crazy, it's so electric that everybody around the industry hears about it and they come flocking to the company, right? That's the lightning in the bottle. Okay. And then you'll have what the next phase will be after that. It'll be working with the genie in the bottle, the person who says, you know what, hey, I'm Carl. I make $10,000 a month because I learned how to trade. You need to come and join my trading community. And not only will you have access to the best traders in the world, you'll have access to me too. I'm going to help you guide. I'm the genie in the bottle. I'm going to help you help yourself. I'm going to help you learn this skill. I'm going to help you build your trade community. Now you get a chance to work with him. And then, you have the becoming of the David Copperfield. You actually become the magician, the person who makes it yourself, right? And that's the phase we're about to go through. That's the phase we're about to grow through. And you're either going to be here to witness it or you're going to be here to help us get to that point. But let me share something with you guys before I drop these dates. It's not just good enough for you guys to be in the company when this happens. You have to be a part of the reason why it happens, when it happens, or you will witness it and it will not feel good. I'm just telling you. So we need your story. We need your $200 story that you got from Pips. We need your $500 story. We need everybody's stories. We need everybody's contribution right now to build up the momentum in this company because we have that window of time. And that one window is a very, very short window. Remember, the lifetime of opportunity is only around for the opportunity of lifetime is only around for the lifetime of opportunity. That window will shut, guys. And I want to make sure that you do your part to make sure it doesn't shut on us. All right. So tomorrow night, and look at your emails. This is where you look at your emails because Juan Australia, COO, is sending out, if he hadn't sent out the emails already, you won't get this email if you're an affiliate. Okay. Go upgrade, go put a credit card in your back office, go become a builder, and you'll get the email. Right. And if you don't get the email, if it's already out, if you're an affiliate, let us know when you show us that you upgraded and you show us that you put the builder pack in the back office. We'll make sure that you actually get, the actual access to that call. Because tomorrow night, Mr. Pips, he's going to do a training tomorrow night at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And that training is going to be basically the start. Okay. And it's going to be the start of a 6 month, of a 6 month session, right? And it's a launch session. This is going to be a really, really big deal. As a matter of fact, give me 1 second. I'm going to tell you guys exactly what he calls it because we get the mock-ups and stuff like that. 1 second here. Okay, let's see here. There we go. Oh, it's a start of the 6 week, not 6 month. Y'all, we're doing 6 months, right? Renovating our life, recreating our life. But he's doing this is a very, very start. So you want to you don't want to miss a day, right? Of the start. The start of a 6 week beginner's basic session. Okay, this is going to show you guys, how to go out here and build this thing from scratch, build this thing from the start. Even you expert, people who are real big in trading, you've been around for a while, you want to learn how, because some of you guys trade great, but you don't know how to train, right? And the people who make the most money, they make their money, but they teach people how to make their money, right? And so people who teach others to teach, they make the most. Okay. So it's the 6 week, this is the start of the 6 week beginners basic session. So be there tomorrow night, get the email. Now, Wednesday, okay. Now, this is the only Wednesday that we're doing this on because October the 1st, we told you guys that we're going to begin October the 1st. All right. So October the 1st, Wednesday at 9:15 Eastern Standard Time, 8:15 Central Standard Time, 6:15 Pacific Standard Time, when New York opens, right? He's going to be live trading first day. Okay. So Wednesday live is going to be the first day, October the 1st, live trading. Guess what? The email, that information, access to that information is going to be in your email. Hang around for this, right? Thursday, got live training in the morning, and you have the live trading in the morning and training at night. Okay. And then Friday, trading in the morning. All right. So through the week, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9, let's say since it's Pacific Standard Time, most of you guys go on Pacific Standard Time, at 6 p.m., right? Pacific Standard Time, Tuesdays and Thursdays, he's going to be trading. He's going to be training, right? He's going to start from scratch. He's going to train, take you guys through that 6 week session, right? And then Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, he's going to be live trading at 6:15 a.m., right? Now, Sundays, the time is to be determined, right? That is going to be what we call the Traders Lounge, and he's going to be doing onboarding and orientation, showing people how it's kind of like a welcome for the brand new people, showing people how to set up their demo accounts, showing people how to set up their charts, just making sure that you guys, you and your people are taken good care of every Sunday. That is going to be to be determined. So again, watch your emails and everything for that. That's going to be out there as well. Okay. And if you're in Houston, that date has changed. So I'm going to tell y'all why y'all here now. If you're in Houston, the date has changed to October the 25th. We will have a day in Houston, guys, October the 25th, where Donnie is flying into Houston. We will have at 10 o'clock that morning, that Saturday morning, there will be a presentation on training, BYLD training. All right. And then at 11 o'clock, from 11 to 3, he's going to have a training. He's going to do an actual training at that time. I'll do the presentation, that morning. He's going to do the presentation at 11 o'clock. Yeah, and so when you look at those things, he's got a flyer lineup, things he's going to be training on that day. It's going to come out on the flyer. So look out for the flyer. Juan will have the flyer that's going to come out this week as well, probably within the next 24 to 48 hours, so you guys can actually invite. There is going to be limited space in that, and at some point in time, we will shut it down before we have standing room only. So be prepared. Now, final thing, guys, before we get out of here, before we wrap it up, make sure if you haven't sent the text message out to El Presidente in the actual chat and WhatsApp, requesting that I do part 2, because I still have 8 more for you guys. Know this: everything that we do with the other definition of the word integrity. This is a business. Right? Don't anything other, like when you actually give somebody a password or something they don't qualify to have, something they didn't pay to be a part of, that's stealing. Right? And you now cheapen the system. You show people that you're not the leader, right? But you also show the people who are in the company you don't have a name worth getting behind. Because when we find out, and we will at some point in time, you won't be allowed to get on any of the trainings. Period. That will be one thing. Since you don't know how to behave, and since you don't know how to, do things with integrity, the right way, business way, we will not let you participate. Okay. You can go out there and sell as much soul as you want, as much travel as you want. But when it comes to trade, when it comes to things that we're giving you for nothing, the information that you're getting right now, guys, is worth way more than what we're charging you. For you to be able to get the trading, any parts of the trading with just the $199 and $99 a month, guys, you should be thanking Winston Navarro, JC Rangel, the Pacheco. You should be in the chats thanking them for that. Don't ever put yourself in a position where you become entitled, right? And you expect things to be done for you. and expect people to have to do things for you, because that's not how the world works. So please don't put yourself in a position where we have to find out that you're giving out any of the links to anything out there, even if it's your prospects. Don't come up with the excuse that, hey, we wanted to give them a test drive. That's not yours to allow that, right? So if you want them to have a test drive, let them watch the boot camps. Let them watch some of the recorded live trainings that was open to everybody last week. Okay. That's Donnie's intellectual capital. That's the company's, intellectual capital. It doesn't belong to you to give it away. So let's move in integrity. Let's make sure that even when people who come here who consider doing things like that, they know that we're beyond that, and that they know that we're different breed of people. So they won't even do it because they know that that's not tolerated. All right. So with you guys, I appreciate you guys being here with me. For me, when it comes to making people rich, when it comes to changing people's lives, I have no regard to time. All right. And so I appreciate each and every last one of you guys who hung around here with me. I hope it was worth your time. And then I hope I'll see you guys back here next week. Same time, same line, different information, bigger impact. God bless. See you guys tomorrow night on all the calls. All right. Y'all take care. Good night.
Recording stop.